Welcome to Evermore Love. Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Evermore Love, where we weave heartfelt tales that warm your heart and spark your imagination, all while helping you learn English through captivating stories. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now. We're just a heartbeat away from hitting 1,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us. It helps us bring more magic like this to you every week. And hey, do me a favor. Stick around till the very end. Watch the full video because these stories are journeys meant to unfold slowly, pulling you deeper with every twist. Drop a like if you're ready, comment your favorite part below, and let's get lost in love together. Today's story. He kisses my boss. Grab your cozy blanket and let's begin. I never thought a single kiss could shatter everything I held dear, but that's exactly what happened on a crisp autumn evening that still haunts my dreams. My name is Alex, and for 3 years I'd been grinding away at Harper & Sons, a mid-sized marketing firm in the heart of downtown Chicago. The office was a hive of fluorescent lights and endless deadlines, but amid the chaos there was Emily. God, Emily. She was the kind of woman who made the world feel a little less gray. Her laugh like wind chimes in a summer breeze. Her hazel eyes sparkling with mischief whenever she'd catch me staring during our late-night brainstorming sessions. We'd started as colleagues, thrown together on a high-stakes campaign for a luxury coffee brand. I'd been the quiet strategist, buried in spreadsheets, while she was the creative force, sketching wild ideas on napkins and turning mundane pitches into poetry. Our first real connection happened over burnt microwave popcorn in the break room at 2 a.m. Alex, she said, tossing a kernel at my forehead. You're too serious. Life's not a balance sheet, it's a story. What's yours? I fumbled for words, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. That night we talked until dawn about everything. Her childhood in a sleepy Oregon town, dreaming of city lights. My failed attempt at art school, trading brushes for keyboards to pay the bills. By the time the sun peeked over Lake Michigan, I knew I was falling hard. From there, it was stolen moments that built our secret world. A brush of hands under the conference table during meetings. Coffee runs that stretched into hour-long walks along the riverfront, where she'd link her arm in mine and whisper dreams of starting her own design studio someday. You're my anchor, Alex, she'd say, her voice soft against the rush of the water. In this madhouse, you're the one thing that feels real. I'd pull her close, inhaling the faint vanilla of her perfume, and kiss her forehead, gentle like a promise. We never labeled it, never crossed that line at work, but in my tiny apartment overlooking the L tracks, we'd curl up on my worn couch, her head on my chest, watching old rom-coms until sleep claimed us. Those nights were my sanctuary, where the weight of office politics melted away, and it was just us, two souls weaving a tapestry of quiet love. But love, I've learned, is as fragile as it is fierce. Enter Mr. Reynolds, our boss. Victor Reynolds was the silver fox of Harper & Sons, mid-40s, impeccably tailored suits, a smile that could charm investors or crush egos with equal ease. He ran the place like a chess master, always 3 moves ahead, and everyone whispered about his ruthless climb to the top. To me, he was just the guy who signed my paychecks and occasionally barked orders during quarterly reviews. I never saw the storm he could unleash. Started subtly. Emily's ideas began catching his eye more often. Brilliant, Miss Harper, he'd say in meetings, his gaze lingering a beat too long on her sketches. She'd brush it off with a laugh when I asked, but I noticed the flush in her cheeks, the way she'd fidget with her necklace afterward. He's just impressed, Alex. Means more budget for us. I trusted her. Why wouldn't I? She was my Emily, the one who'd trace lazy circles on my palm during lunch breaks, murmuring, "You're all I need." The company gala was the tipping point. Held at the grand ballroom of the Palmer House, it was a glittering affair. Crystal chandeliers casting golden halos, waiters gliding with trays of champagne flutes bubbling like stars. Emily looked ethereal in an emerald gown that hugged her curves, her auburn hair cascading in loose waves. I'd splurged on a rented tux, nervous as a schoolboy, planning to finally ask her to make this official. Away from the office, just us. As we danced under the lights, her body pressed to mine, swaying to a slow jazz melody. I felt invincible. "I love you," I whispered into her ear, the words slipping out like a confession long held back. She pulled back, eyes wide and shimmering. "Alex, I love you too. More than you know." Her lips brushed mine in a feather-light kiss, sweet with promise, and in that moment the world was ours. But then, Victor appeared like a shadow at the edge of our orbit. "May I cut in?" he asked, his voice smooth as aged whiskey. Emily hesitated, glancing at me with an apology in her eyes, but I nodded. Polite, foolish me. "One dance," I said, forcing a smile. I watched from the bar, nursing a scotch, as he spun her effortlessly across the floor. She laughed at something he said, her head thrown back and a knot twisted in my gut. Jealousy, maybe. But it was more. A primal fear that our fragile bubble was about to burst. I turned away for just a moment, chatting with a coworker about projections, when a murmur rippled through the crowd. My heart stopped as I looked back. There, in the dim glow of the chandelier, Emily's lips were on Victor's. Not a peck, not accidental. A full, lingering kiss that spoke of secrets and surrender. His hand cupped her face, possessive, while hers rested lightly on his chest. The room spun. Betrayal hit like a freight train, hot and unrelenting. I gripped the bar until my knuckles whitened, the scotch glass shattering in my hand. Blood trickled warm between my fingers, but I barely felt it. All I could see was her, my Emily, choosing him. The rest of the night blurred into agony. I fled to the balcony, the October chill biting through my shirt, tears stinging my eyes as the city lights mocked me below. How could she? After our whispers, our dreams. When she found me there, her makeup smudged, eyes red-rimmed, I couldn't even look at her. "Alex, please," she begged, reaching for my arm. Her touch burned. It wasn't what it looked like. I laughed bitterly, the sound hollow. Then what was it, Em? A friendly hello. She crumpled, sinking to the stone floor beside me, sobs racking her frame. He threatened you. Said if I didn't play along, he'd fire you. Review your performance, cut your projects. I couldn't let him hurt you. It was just a kiss, a stupid, desperate act to buy us time. Her words hung in the air, heavy with truth I didn't want to face. Victor had cornered her earlier, she confessed through choked tears, offering her a promotion in exchange for discretion, hinting at consequences for those who crossed him. She'd kissed him to protect me, to shield our love from his games. But the damage was done. "I feel so dirty," she whispered, burying her face in her hands. "Like I've tainted us." I pulled her into my arms then, the fight draining out of me, replaced by a fierce ache. "You didn't taint anything," I murmured, stroking her hair. "You're still my Emily, the bravest woman I know." We sat there until the stars faded, holding each other against the wind, our tears mingling on the cold stone. In that raw vulnerability, our love deepened, forged in fire. The weeks that followed were a battlefield. I confronted Victor the next day, storming into his office with a resignation letter clutched like a weapon. "Stay your hand," he said coolly, leaning back in his leather chair. "It was all in fun. Emily's talented. Perhaps too much for your league." His smirk fueled my rage, but Emily's plea echoed in my mind, time. So I stayed, channeling the hurt into work, building evidence of his manipulations. Emails, witness accounts from others he'd pressured. Emily and I met in shadows. Park benches at dusk, her apartment under the cover of rain. Each reunion was a bomb. Her kisses now fierce and apologetic, my hands tracing the curve of her back as if memorizing her. "We're stronger than him," she'd say, her voice trembling with determination. And we were. Late nights poring over documents, her head on my shoulder, we'd laugh through the fear, dreaming of escape. In the end, it was a quiet revolution. We presented our case to HR anonymously, backed by a chorus of silenced voices finally speaking out. Victor was gone by Christmas, relocated to a consulting role far from Chicago. The office breathed easier, And Emily got her promotion on merit alone. But our victory tasted sweetest in the little things. Our first real date, unburdened, at a quaint Italian bistro where she fed me tiramisu, giggling like kids. "Marry me?" I asked one rainy afternoon in my apartment, down on one knee with a ring I'd saved for months. A simple silver band etched with our story. Tears streamed down her face as she nodded, pulling me up into a kiss that erased every scar. "Yes, Alex. 1,000 times yes." Today, 2 years later, we're building that design studio in a sunlit loft by the lake. Mornings start with coffee and her sketches scattered across the table. Evenings end tangled in sheets, whispering futures. That kiss with my boss. It's a scar, faded but there. A reminder that love isn't perfect. It's chosen every day through storms and silences. Emily taught me that. And in her arms, I've found my forever story. Wow, what a roller coaster of the heart, right? If She Kisses My Boss left you smiling through tears or pondering your own love journeys, please subscribe to Evermore Love for more beautiful soul-stirring stories every week. Your subscription helps us reach that 1K milestone and beyond. Together we can spread more romance and English magic. Drop a comment. Have you ever faced a challenge for love? Like and share if it touched you, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you all. Stay enchanted. 2 hearts.